What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here,
Hey guys, Rick in here.
straight from the Shark Tank behind us. And in today's video, we're going to show you exactly how to make over $20,000 per month in your real estate wholesaling business. Guys, you have two seven-figure wholesalers right now showing you exactly how to make over $250K a year, $20K a month in wholesaling real estate. Guys, we're just going to show you step-by-step in this video with any budget possible, every which way possible to make $20K per month in wholesaling real estate. Are you excited?
I'm excited. I don't think it's really that complicated. I don't think we're gonna light
It's
the
not
world on fire.
complicated,
You
but
just
it's
actually have to do it. So, those of you guys who've been studying wholesaling, you're trying to figure out, obviously, freewholesaling.com. But at some point, you have to take action. You're going to have to take some risk in your life, and once you take that action to go forward. So, everybody who puts in on the comments up in the chat, these are people you want to work with, talk to.
boom. That's
Let's
it.
go.
So before we get into, guys, remember, I say this every time, but I do this because it helps the people out. Guys, smash that like button and subscribe to get the most true value from me. And before I get into it, guys, I mean, we've got a DJ coming, but here's the thing. I want to ask you one quick question, because you don't make 20K anymore. You make way more than that. But when you were able to hit that point of making $20,000 per year, I mean, it's kind of similar to me, but I'll ask you this question because you started before me, and most people watching this is, did you start out with like $500,000 in budget? Like, how much money did you really have in your bank account when you started out? Obviously, you had a job, but you didn't have that much money when you started wholesaling, right?
Yeah. So I started when I was 33, and I had the cush of like $3,000. Now remember, I had a mortgage.
Easy for you. See, you're talking about how you had $3,000.
No. But no. So here's the
It's
difference.
not a lot of money, guys.
I didn't spend $3,000 to get the deal.
No.
So I probably spent about $500 for full disclosure.
So you turned $500 into a seven-figure wholesaling empire.
So I started out heavy bandit signs. Back then, it was a different world. You get away with them a lot more. And I went straight and worked with realtors on problem listing properties. And I actually got the first one from a realtor, but I probably put in 50 hours of just dry. And what I would do is call, set up appointments, and I would just meet. And I either look for the brand new realtor, or I look for the old salty realtor that just wanted to pick up like a deal or two there. And then as I slowly made profits, I rolled it up in direct mail. And that's how I got started. My first deal was 10 grand. And I still to this day, not quite sure how I did it. So I'm going to be honest with you. Like I tell you, like, oh, Rick had this raging confidence. I didn't. I just had faith.
In a bank account like this. You turned $500 into where you're at now, guys. The reason why I asked this, because obviously I know the story, but everyone thinks you need all this money to start out. You don't. Like, to make 20K per month, we're going to show you exactly how to do it. So I want to ask you to make sure, guys, and you might not know Rick's story, but like $500, it's all you really needed. He needed to get in there. And he was in Broward County, folks. Okay. Now, Broward County, 20 plus years ago is nothing like it is now, but it still wasn't it was
still expensive.
It was still an expensive
it's
market.
Always been. And I just I got a referral from a realtor. And I want you guys to understand. I didn't get a tired old listing. Guess what? I got the realtor's mother's house.
Exactly.
She's like, we're putting her in a nursing home. The three of us siblings are splitting it up. And it'd be great if we didn't have to put any money. And when I heard those words, and I got to tell you, I literally spent all night comping that property. I called everybody I knew. I didn't have the online tools you guys have now. There was no Zillow. There's no Redfin. There's definitely no PropStream. We had to go old school. But that's why back then I was taught to work with a realtor, because you get access to MLS. So it had a two-prong approach on it.
Exactly. So guys,
I find the most successful people are the ones who figure out how to make money almost out of nothing, because the guy or gal that shows 20 or 30 grand at this, they'll be out of business in no time, because if you don't understand the process and stuff. So sometimes it's okay. You learn the process. The people that spend the really, really big budgets, they put in the time and the energy, and they want to work 60, 70 hours a week. I never wanted that. So if you want that, you can go that direction.
Exactly. So guys, if that doesn't jack you up right now to learn $500 into $1 million. Guys, we're starting to make $200,000 plus per year, guys. If you're not jacked up, I don't know what else will.
I'm
Do you know anything to jack people up?
Oh, I know a way to do it other than me singing and dancing, which is probably not pretty.
No, we'll have someone sing and dance for us. All right?
I should do it. I tell you what, if we could get a certain amount of subscribers and likes, maybe we need to put that out there sometime soon.
100K subscribers. I'm putting the robe on. Called it. Let's get it, guys. Woo!
Can I have the gold microphone?
Yes.
All right. Yes.
All right, guys, let's kick it.
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, and get the guy go. Time to wake up, bitch. Get up. Get up. Get up.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Guys, you need to play that video every time before you do your marketing. You get phone calls. You go on appointments.
Excuse me, before I get up in the morning. That's my alarm. That's how
that
I get
is.
up.
That
Let's
is good.
go. Let's get it, guys. So, guys, we're going to make $20K per month in wholesaling real estate. Let's break it down. There's no fluff today. We're getting straight into it, guys. Let's just go. Let's go. So, here's the first thing. If you want to learn to make $20,000 per month in real estate wholesaling, I know some of you guys are brand new in this business. I mean, I think I did a 4-hour live yesterday. You were part of that 4-hour celebration of our Facebook group, wholesaling houses for real. It's a long way. You weren't on the full one, but you're part of it. And obviously we have so many people like Zach, Rick, I literally started following you like a week ago. So there's so many people brand new. So really before we break into it, guys, let's talk about what is wholesaling real estate just really quick. And then we'll get into the real blueprint on $20K a month, because you could easily go from 0 to $20K per month. It's not that difficult to do. You can do it all by yourself. So really, what is wholesaling real estate? And I'll give kind of my opinion on it, your opinion. We know the same thing. We use a lot of analogies. So wholesaling real estate, guys, you might think wholesaling, like, what is wholesaling? Is that a type of, Costco type thing, a wholesale thing? Because I think it's starting out, that's what I was sort of thinking. But really, wholesaling real estate, you're in the business of selling contracts. That's what you sell contracts. That's it. Think of yourself as a pawn shop or a used car dealership, except it's a lot better. You don't have to actually buy the car. We as wholesalers, we both own property, but as a wholesaler, I don't own any real estate. I own a pen and maybe a car, and that's really it. So wholesaling real estate is basically the process of me finding someone who wants to sell their house, let's say for $100,000, and I write up some paperwork saying, hey, I agree to buy your house for $100,000. I sell that piece of paper to someone. Let's say the house, someone's willing to pay $120,000 for it, $120,000. I sell that contract for $20,000, so I get $20,000. So they pay $120,000. $100,000 goes to the seller, $20,000 to me, and that's it, guys. That's wholesaling real estate. That's a really big synopsis. I mean, what's your quick elevator pitch on what is wholesaling?
All right. So the reality is you are somewhat the middleman. So it's the art of going out and finding really good real estate deals, and then finding cash buyers that don't want to wait in line in MLS, want a slightly discounted rate off MLS, and are willing to do the repairs and move fast. And it's simple as that. Now, wholesaling's true definition is you sell the contract and do it through what we call an assignment. Assignment is just a secondary agreement for someone to take your place in your contract, and then you get paid a fee either before closing or at closing. But that, to be honest with you, when you had to break it down, that's what wholesaling is. That's why you're here. Why do I like it so much? To me, it's the fastest way to accumulate your net worth, in my opinion, raise a bunch of cash, and minimize your risk. It is work, right? Oh, yeah. It's definitely work. What you do with that cash is the fun part. And that's where you can buy assets to truly get you financially free. But I started out wholesaling. I love it. I do it a million different ways, but I've always hung on to the foundation of wholesaling because if you get really good at wholesaling, the sky's the limit in anything you do in real estate.
That's it. That is what wholesaling is. So now most people, when it's like they're starting to start out, how do I make 20K a month? So honestly, in our opinion, our humble opinion, there's really 3 types of ways to get to 20K a month, and they're all ways to do it. I mean, there's kind of 3 doors to make 20,000. One door is a lot harder to get into than others. One's kind of easier, and one's medium. That's exactly how you should make 20K per month in wholesaling real estate, and that's net profit. When we talk about deals, we talk about net profit. We're not really, we're not these revenue type people. I hate when I say we're 7-figure wholesalers. It's not I make $1 million and I have 800,000 in marketing.
Yeah.
It's like that's net after everything. I hate the whole like.
That's the big secret out there is
Oh
if
my
someone's
gosh.
going to tell you how much they make, ask them how much they're spending to do it. What's your net? And they usually stare at you with a blank stare. Like if I spent $500,000 on marketing and I told you I made $1 million in wholesaling, you need to fire that person right
Let's
away.
get a job at that point, right?
Like there's no point in it. So the idea is to try to take a smart budget and grow exponentially on your profit levels. I didn't get into this to make 10 to 15% returns.
Exactly. So we're here to make a bunch of money. So let's get it going, guys. So the first deal, basically, the first type of way to get to 20K a month is if you got no money. And this is the one we got to spend the most time on probably because this is where a lot of the most effort is. Wouldn't you agree? No money is the hardest way to make 20K a month, right?
Yes.
Hands down.
But it's definitely doable because I've done it myself. And some of my best deals are the ones that I've never put like a nickel of effort into, but you got to understand how to do it. So let's break it
Exactly.
down.
So the first one I can tell you right now is just cold calling for sale by owners. I will humbly say that between us, I probably know more about cold calling for sale by owners. Basically everything else Rick knows more, but
That's true.
I could confidently say with for sale by owners, that's something I've really dived really deep in the last couple of years. And when you've got no money, I think it's truly one of the best ones out there. And I think everyone's seen me. I'll go live for hours and hours just cold calling for sale by owners, and I get deals doing it. Now, is it easy? No. I think it's something very similar to what you do when it comes to no money or like with your fitness is I don't use fitness for everything, but especially when you're starting out in wholesaling real estate, it's the closest difference I could call it is like running. I think you would agree that running doesn't get easier. You just get better at it, right? And that's the same thing as cold calling.
Oh, I know that true. Yeah. So I'm not a big cold caller. When Zach came in, I'm like, yeah, I said to him, I go, you should try this thing cold calling. It's dynamite. And not only did he do it in the high school, even when he went away to college, he got his whole dorm joining a force with him. But it wasn't
I cold called Tuesday in front of everyone.
But it was the fastest way. I tell you what, because you can scale your time because you can talk to X amount of people, connect with them, and it's just about the amount of conversations.
When I first started cold calling, you're like, "Wait, you got another deal? You got another deal? You got?" I'm like, I was literally just calling like a maniac. But the best analogy for cold calling is like running. Like running it always sucks. We're not runners, you and me, but we run a lot.
I run.
I did my marathon.
You used to run.
I did my marathon, so I'm good. But here's the thing: when I was training for a marathon, it never got easier. It always sucked, but my body got used to it. And that's the only way I can describe it. Kind of like when you're running, your body kind of gets used to it. This is the same with cold calling. Cold calling never gets fun, but your body gets used to it, and there's so much money there. So it's
the fastest way to have a lot of conversations, which will basically speed up your learning process, and you'll actually get deals while you do it. So it has a double prong approach because if you have 10,000 phone conversations, your learning curve goes through the roof.
You get better at talking to sellers.
Yeah, because
you get more comfortable talking to sellers. You gain marketing, and for sale by owners, you're talking to landlords all day, and they're cash buyers. I think I added a great cash buyer in Texas on Tuesday. Like, guys, it's simple, guys. So the way to do it is I recommend is if, let's say you get into regular cold calling. So I would say cold calling, the other type, a lot easier to do. These would be your government lists, code violations. Basically, a code violation is someone who either tall grass, a disgusting house. They're against the code. Enforcement department goes after them. Probates when someone passes away, you're trying to buy the property from the heirs, the water shut off. I'll just be honest with you. If there's no water running in your house, it's very hard to live in that.
Very hard.
It ain't fun. So that water shut off's not good. Fire damage properties. Property goes on fire, call the firehouse there. Go to the lien list, the IRS debt list, divorce, etc. Guys at freewholesaling.com. Literally, that is all we stink and talk about. It is the ultimate wholesaling course, guys. It's the best. It has the most members of any wholesaling course in the history of the entire universe. Hands down. Tell you right now.
Because it's the best quality and it's free.
It's free. That's probably the reason why. But we won't talk about that. So the next one here is, so cold call with that. Google Voice, and I would say truepeoplesearch.com is going to be your best friend when it comes to that type of calling. Google Voice lets you dial for free any zip code you want. And True People Search, it just has the best. It's disgustingly crazy. I think in 10 years from now, when I'm like 32, you and me are gonna get on a live. We'll still be doing lives from a decade from now. I know that, but we're gonna be like, back in our day,
it'll be 3D.
Yeah, it'd be like a hologram. But back in our day, True People Search let you skip trace for free, and everyone would be like, "There's no way you can skip trace." True People, guys, you are gonna be like, you're gonna be slapping yourself. Be like, "How did I not use True People Search? That's crazy, guys." You can get most people's phone numbers absolutely for free on True People Search for your sellers. It's crazy that not a lot of people know about it and they're not using it. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I've been around long enough to, like, back in the day, it doesn't help you guys when I tell you how it was back in my day, because you don't understand the flip side of how hard it was to do it. But like even today, when people complain about stuff, I'm like, who cares? I remember a year ago, some stuff was a lot easier than others, but you don't really get anything other than drama with it.
Well, it's like people saying, "Oh, I wish I bought real estate a year ago." Well, yeah. It was pretty obvious. They keep printing money. Inflation's going to go up. Like,
how about the old fishing one? You should have been here yesterday.
I know,
everywhere, jumping in the boat.
I mean, we saw inflation. We kept talking about on the channel, and they're like, guess what we did? We bought property and we bought assets, and guess what? They're all up like crazy. But you know why? Because we kind of.
Because I'm a genius.
Because you're a genius, yes. But we kind of sat down and we're like, they're printing like $5 trillion in the economy.
Yeah, I know.
What's that going to do? Well, that's probably going to cause a lot of inflation. Well, we should buy some assets protected, because we had a lot of cash in the bank account. We invested it, and guess what happened? And we looked like it's just math. But guys, truepeoplesearch.com, it's one of the best ones out there. So the next one here is, don't roll your eyes. I know you're going to roll your eyes when you see it, but for free wholesaling, it got no budget. You know what? I have to tell you, you could wholesale in the MLS. It is an option. I'm not big into it, but you could go in the MLS and try to wholesale. There's people that still do it. I want to at least tell everyone by the end of the live, I told everyone all their options if they want to get $20K a month in wholesaling, and wholesaling the MLS is on there. It's not the best, but it is free. It is a good option. So
if you can make it work, it's a lot of work. Yeah. And I'm not going to get in the whole like realtor discussion, because they don't understand wholesaling in the slightest. And I'm not here to make them. So, no. You can't make them. If you're going to do it, just make sure when you're working with a realtor, they're open to your concept. They're not open to it, it doesn't matter. They don't even care about price. You'll never get past it.
I agree. Next one here is a lot easier. This is something I know you got the okay. It's JVing and co-wholesaling. I think you got no money, and you've done a couple deals and you're trying to get up to $20K. I truly believe at just networking with people in your market, you could easily, because I believe on this channel, one of the biggest values I believe we have is we show you actually how to get cash buyers in ways at scale and volume that no other wholesaling channel does. If you guys know how I build cash buyers on Facebook through groups, in emails, it's so stinking easy. If I wanted to make, I don't do this, but let's say I don't, let's say I lose everything, or I get Freaky Friday with someone and my body switches someone. I got to make 50,000 in a month, or let's say 20,000 in a month. Literally, I'm going to tell you that this is a secret. I don't know if I'm going to give this out, but I'm going to give it out. All you got to do is find someone on Facebook, says, I have a deal in St. Louis, Missouri, or whatever, and I got to get it sold. Say, hey, can you JV with me? If you can find a buyer in St. Louis, then sure. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the Missouri Real Estate Investors Association, search @gmail.com, find all the cash buyers' emails, email them the deal. co-wholesale JV with that, do 3 or 4 of those around the country, make 20K. It's so easy to do.
Yeah. My first, actually 5 years of doing this, it was probably 50% of my income.
It's crazy.
All I tell you, if you guys are going to work with other wholesalers, just be transparent, get permission before you decide to market a contract or AKA a property. And just, if you're going to be shady and sneaky about it, it's going to blow up on you.
But I'm saying being transparent, it is just the knowledge on this channel. Most people aren't subscribed to this YouTube channel, which they should be, but that we're not going to get in that debate. But the knowledge that we share on how to build cash buyers, all these people saying I need help JVing with the deal.
Yeah.
They just don't know how to do the cash buyers the right way, which we teach you. If you use those strategies and then bring someone in and use that cash buyer, you can make 20K a month.
And it's okay. I can't tell you how many times when I got a bunch of properties, I'd reach out to other wholesalers. I'm like, you got a buyer for like this type of property. And if they could bring one quickly without drama, then I'd do the deal. If they dragged it on, I would work through my buyers list and see who came up with it first. And it's often overlooked because it gets kind of a frown the way people are doing it now. But if you can find the right person that's struggling, they have a type of cash buyers list, there is huge value in sharing it.
I agree. And then the next one here is daisy chaining. Now, this is a little less sexy, but JV, I know, but JVing is like, you have a deal and I'm like, all right, let's JV and I'll get the cash buyer for you. Then another daisy chaining honestly is co-wholesaling, but it's your JVing a JV.
Sounds like a Squid Game, one of those games.
Oh, you've been watching too much Squid Games.
I don't.
I'm not. We ain't gonna spoil it. You were watching the tug of war when I saw you last time, but we're not gonna break into. We're not gonna get to Squid Games.
Listen, my wife made me watch it just for full disclosure. I was totally against it, but
it's great.
Daisy, did you tell everybody what daisy chaining is?
It's basically, so let's say you have the contract, right? You can't find the cash buyer.
Uh-huh.
I say, oh, I'll find the cash buyer for you. And then here's the thing. You have a deal, let's say Knoxville, Tennessee. Okay. And let's say I don't know Knoxville, but I have my buddy who has all the cash buyers. Can I just say, hey, here's my buddy Jeff, just JV with him?
Yeah.
I won't get paid. So I'm going to agree to split the deal with you. And then I'll get a JV with Jeff over here. And then I'll split that with him because I don't actually have the cash buyer. That's daisy chaining. It's not fun. But I know if you're transparent about it, some people are okay with that when they're desperate to get the deal done.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still an option. You can go out there with it. It just, honestly,
you don't want to be at the end of the chain.
You don't want to be at the end of the chain. But you know what, guys, I have to tell you for free, for like no money at all, I have to tell you it all. And that's part of it. Next one is reverse drawing for dollars. Now, obviously drawing for dollars is good and reverse drawing for dollars is good, but I'll honestly tell you reverse drawing for dollars and drawing for, so reverse driving for dollars and driving for dollars. I'll add that one in there too. Now, is it free? I don't know. Because here's the issue. For like driving for dollars, like honestly, sorry for the little I don't know if that lagged out or anything, but
did I hit a button?
No, I don't know. Something lagged out for a second. I had a little pop up, but this is why I don't like PCs. But we'll go to the next one. So here's the thing: with drawing for dollars and with drawing for dollars and reverse drawing for dollars, when you got no money, I truly believe gas money, of course, is a tad expensive on that, but it's not really the end of the world on it. But I honestly would say drawing for dollars is a good one if you're not going to count gas expense on there. Now, it might be a little expensive, but
30, 40 bucks here and there. It's not going to kill you.
Yeah. So it depends on what you put no money on there, but reverse drawing for dollars is basically you get a yellow sticky note here. And all you really got to do is write, hey, my name's Zach. Please give me a call back whenever you can, and stick them on the door. And that's reverse drawing for dollars. And you don't really knock on the door. Next one here is mid-budget. And this gets a lot easier, right? You got 500 to 1,000. That's kind of what your range was when you started out. And I was kind of in that range too with the bandit sign. So I would say, so this is, you got a little more money for wholesaling real estate. So
big baller money.
You get some big baller money. I
felt like a lot at the time.
It felt like a lot. And, it's chump change for us now. But for a lot of people, that's what they got. So let's see what we can do with a mid-budget. So this is where we get into some of the easier, stuff. It's
Mhm.
not, you're not dialing 5 hours a day. It's a lot easier to do. So, it's like the best analogy, like a video game, you're starting at level 10 versus level 0,
Mhm.
it's a lot easier to level up when you get better. So SMS text blasting, I can tell you right now, is definitely one you should definitely consider. This is smszack.com. It's definitely a really good one. And SMS right now still works like crazy. I love SMS text blasting. Cannot say it enough. It is a great channel to be doing. And it's definitely one you got to be considering right now.
And it's probably the easiest way to scale your business on the marketing
With
side.
VAs. Yeah. So the next one here is cold calling listrei.com lists. This isn't government lists. These are going to be vacants, high equity, pre-probates, guys. Freewholesaling.com kind of shares it. We basically break it all down. Triple line dialer, you can be cold calling with that. That's probably something I'd start investing in. Use like a Mojo dialer. That's the first dialer I've ever used.
That's one we used.
But there's some better ones out there. They're a little cleaner.
That one was
easier.
meant for realtors initially.
Yes. And, like ZachDialer.com, it's integrates pretty well with all my stuff. Easier for recording, VAs. They don't try to screw you on the recording fees. Like you got to do all these up. ZachDialer.com is great. Call Tools is a good one. I don't like ZenCall anymore, but it's
so many.
There's so many. So next one here, very small, but I would say small direct mail pieces for drawing for dollars. It's like 100 to 200 mail pieces. I believe on the direct mail, it probably better than anyone.
Mhm.
If you have to do small scale, drawing for dollars is probably the best. If you had 200 leads, I would probably do a mail piece to that, right?
Hands down. And guys, you don't need a mail house to do this. You can do them in-house.
Or probates, but
So the key is just write or print a personal message. You can make it a static print. Static print means it's duplicate. You can do a mail merge. You guys learn all this stuff inside of
freewholesaling.com, mailingmastery.com.
And it's all there. The only key is I just if you're going to do a letter, hand address the outside of the envelope. That's the big secret I used when I got like my first 10 deals. When I got inconsistency with it. But direct mail still works. The more niche your list is, the more specialized it is, the better your results. So if you're going small niche market, you do 500 or a couple hundred postcards. That's the way to do it. When you start talking about doing like big scale, it's a whole different type of operation. Just so you know.
So I would say for the small, that's fine.
You only need one deal from it, guys.
I agree. Next one is bandit signs. Some markets work for it, some don't. That's all I could really say. I used to do bandit signs. That market right now does not work at all. Some places people are still doing good. So bandit signs, area. Check what market works well for it. But I would consider bandit signs. I'd always test it out, and just see if it works or not, because that's how I got my start on it.
I love bandit signs.
I love bandit signs.
If you can get away with them and put them, listen, you only need one phone call to get a deal. So the biggest problem is people pick them up and you don't want to keep paying for the cost. So if you can get one to stick,
or you could staple them to a pole. We're not gonna get too much in the bandit sign stapling, because I had the big thing. I was like,
out of control.
Well, Mr. Code Enforcement that's watching me 4 years later, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Still looking for you.
They got a nice $4,000 fine for me. They don't know who I am though. But next one here is a large budget. Now this is where hey, I make $500K a year, $400K a year in my corporate job, and you know what? Let me just try this out on a side thing. And I got a large budget. I don't want to deal with the hassle of starting out. Obviously you still got to learn your skills, but you got a bigger budget. This is probably not for 1% of people out there, but I still want to share it out for everyone. When you got a larger budget, direct mail with the offerpostcard.com. I think we had Ace on here. He DM'd me. I got to show you the DM. He got his first deal from the ROS postcard. It was pretty cool. He was like, oh my gosh, how do I do more?
Yeah, and we had someone do it on land.
Yeah,
he did a very small order, and he could potentially make 6 figures off the deal. So guys, you never know. You are going to have to take some risk. If you want to spend some money, check out mailingmastery.com. I teach you everything over the last 19 years I've learned in there.
How much is that again?
4,000?
It's 10,000?
7,000?
I think it's 7,000.
It's free.
It's free, guys.
It's a joke. I'm not selling you anything. It's absolutely crazy. The gurus are like, oh my God, these guys are killing us.
I'm telling you, my best guess from talking to people is we've cut the average guru, like a cold calling guru, charging $4-6 grand for a course, they're probably making $4 or $5 million a year. I'm not going to get too much into that, but probably making $4 to $5 million, in revenue selling courses. And, they got sales people, all these video people. They got like $100,000 of camera equipment and studio, and they got all the fun jazz. Their revenue probably for the past year, I've seen they cut to like $2 million a year.
Yeah.
And guess what their biggest objection is when they're trying to make the sale off of teenagers to buy credit cards for their.
What's that?
Why would I do that? Freewholesaling.com shares it. And
Yeah.
Zach goes live every week cold calling. So guys, their revenue is getting cut pretty tough. That's why they keep trying to push more videos out, because they're trying to make it up, and they're looking at you guys as motivated sellers. They're literally just trying to make sales off of you, and it's disgusting. But what the reason why I'm telling you is Mailing Mastery. The people are doing it. It's changing lives. There's no need to buy a course anymore.
Yeah, you can just cut through the crap, show you how to do it, and then you help us grow our community. And guys, we don't want to hate on gurus. Like, there are some good ones out there, but the reality is most of them are making more money selling you courses than they're ever going to make in real estate. So they're all kind of doubling down right now. They're doing masterminds. They're all kind of sharing information. This is how we can do that. What me and Zach are doing is literally changing how we educate people on wholesaling.
Let me tell you, look at this. Look, Peace says, got my water shut off list emailed to me today. Who on YouTube has been pushing to get a water shut off list? Nobody talked about it before we did it. Nobody talked about it. And no one talked about you could actually get an email to you. No, this is knowledge that no one talks about, that without us, this whole game would have been changed.
You don't have to get into a secret group. You just join
guys,
on here.
It's real. You can get water shut off sent to you via it's easy. I'm telling you. God, oh my
business is a lot easier than you think it is. And a lot of people thinking I got to pay a big fat fee to get the information. Dude, the world's changed. Information's out there. Everything's there. So if we can help out as many people as humanly possible, builds my legacy, grows what he wants to do. God only knows where we'll go with this, but the bigger the community, the more options we have and the more information I can share.
I'm telling you, it's our legacy. We're here to change the people. So yeah, gurus are losing a lot of money.
We are completely different.
As we are speaking today, it's the last part about gurus I want to talk about.
Then
we'll be done. But as we are speaking today, there is people at masterminds learning how to sell people coaching. If you think that's ridiculous, there's masterminds, not for wholesaling, but how to sell people wholesaling courses. It's crazy. I'm just telling you guys, this whole guru industry,
coaches,
we're cutting it out.
There's coaches for the coaches.
It's crazy. So
and you guys need to understand this. They're trying to they're trying to find ways to maximize their returns. How do I do that? I get more salespeople. I'm going to call them more. I'm going to hammer them more. I'm going to promise all this stuff. My focus is on wholesaling. It is not on how many people I want to help as many people as I can on this channel, but by me not taking money from you, I can't spin the message on you. Do you agree?
I agree.
I can't spin you. I'm like, you don't pay me anything. So I'm going to be brutally honest with you. Have you ever bought someone from you? Like, you tell me the truth. You tell me the truth. You buy it. They disappoint you. And you're like, my God, I took their word.
My favorite's like, you're amazing. You're great.
Yeah.
You're doing such a great job. Even when they know they're not doing it just because you paid the money.
So I'm telling you guys, when the market eventually shifts, I want you to take note today, who's teaching who on the internet. And then when it changes, when they can't sell these courses, see who winds up being out there. And the ones that survive, God bless you. But there's no big magic veil once you pay someone $7 or $8 grand that they're going to teach you in wholesaling. That means Zach aren't just going to teach you for free. So
exactly. So the next part here is you can scale up your cold calling the VAs and scale up your SMS texting. You just get more numbers, you get more VAs, you kind of get that going. The next one here is TV or radio ads. You got big money. I know a lot of people. I know people in Rochester and like Las Vegas are doing that. It's a big money game.
Radio over TV. TV is a really tough one.
You got to be at 30, 40K.
And people are watching less and less TVs.
Yeah, I agree. So, large driving for dollars team. That's definitely one. If you got a bunch of like a big budget, I would be like, hey, you get 4 or 5 people driving for dollars for you, like 4 hours a day, like 32 hours of drive. You'll get very well.
I said this yesterday. If you're struggling with leads and you got a team, Okay, start sending people out in cars and start like filling up a yellow pad of like paper. Like sometimes you just got to go out and hit the pavement to get
But
stuff
everyone's
done.
like, gas is expensive. I'm like, you're going 20 miles an
Put
hour.
gas in their car.
No,
Whatever.
I'm like, you're going 20 miles an hour. Like your gas mileage is gonna be fine. Okay,
it's not that bad.
So that's the one thing I can tell you guys. And then next is your dispositions, and this you got to scale up your dispositions and kind of do it the right way to make 20K a year. You can have the best marketing, but if your dispositions is absolutely terrible, you're not going to make 20K. So there's really two things you honestly have to do really to start changing things up. And honestly, for most people, their marketing's fine. It's just their dispositions is bad. You know, they're making 10K a month. They're like, Rick, you know, how do I make 20?
Yeah.
If honestly, you don't even have to be doing any more deals. You just got to get better cash buyers, right?
Yeah.
It's just that's it. Just start selling your 10K deals to 20K. So let's break it down. So here's the two things really quick. I promise you, if you add only one, I promise you one, qualified, ready to go cash buyer with proof of funds, who's like foaming at the mouth to buy a property per week from Facebook, networking, RIAs, realtors, listaria.com, cash sales you call, you only get one per week, easily 20K. Because that's one per week. Per month, that's 5. Yeah. That's 5 more bids you get for your deals. Over a year, you got 60 qualified cash buyers ready to go. Come on. Like, I'm not just give me one. Give me one. Okay, but they have to be ready, quote unquote, ready to go, cash in the hand. They're ready to buy properties. And the next one is this: people roll their eyes, but it's truth. Make one new connection every single week with another wholesaler in your area or a realtor that deals with investing. I promise you, you will see your business explode doing that.
Or, for you aggressive ones,
do
why not a day?
Yeah, you can do that
just
too.
Connect and do it a day. So when I started wholesaling, I was fine. I mean, if I made 10 grand on a wholesale deal, I was super excited. I left a lot of money on the table.
Now you bat your eye at 40. Or I'm like, here's a $40,000 deal. You're
so
like,
fast forward
okay,
today,
Zach, that's good. I'm like,
like 40 is our goal on like every type of wholesale deal we do. But
you're just like, oh, we're making 40. Okay, that's good. And then I'm like,
but like we don't have to,
used to it.
Yeah, and we don't like, we're not sitting at a desk all day, like working. I don't have like 9 employees
and
or
our
small
happiness
family
is
business.
the exact same. Like, we're over the moon at what we're doing now. But I'm just saying, it's like 40K is like, all right.
I love it, guys. And whoever came up with this, you got to do 10 to 15 deals a month. What is that?
And they're making seriously, like 2,000 a check.
What,
like,
do you guys buy into that crap? It's always 10 to 15 deals. The reality
it's standard guru
it's standard. You're what? They're earning like $3,000 a deal.
This is how they say 10 to 15 deals. 10 to 15.
I can do one deal and crush it. Listen, I don't care how many deals you do. I care about how much profit you make, because the more deals you do, the more of a team and the more work you have to do, the more time you have to commit.
I don't go to networking mastermind events because I'm not a coach, but like everyone's like, how many deals do you do? And
you're not allowed to go. Let's say you don't charge.
Let's say I do 8 deals or whatever. Like, well, John over here does 20. And but John makes 1,000 each, and my average deal's like 50, 40K. It's like,
guys, anybody who pitches you on the number of deals they do, it's always a sales tax. Why is that so important? 10 to 15. Why is it always 10 to 15? Then show me 10 or 15. Show me 10 or 15.
Oh, they won't show you the HUDs.
Days.
You won't
and
get
then
the HUDs.
You'll never see it or hear about it again. It's like a magic act, isn't it?
It's crazy. But guys, at the end of the day, start adding your network. I'm telling you, you will get so much great results. I promise you. So let's answer some questions, see how we can help the people out today and get it going. Samantha's a really good one here. Are you trying to grow connections with other wholesalers, JV? Some aren't so friendly. Guys, if someone's not friendly, here's the honest truth. A lot of wholesalers trying to JV with them, they have a scarcity mindset. Oh, you're my competition. I can't be nice to you.
Yeah.
Those people, just get them out of your life. Like, wholesaling wise, they're not even like in the same realm as you.
Right? I'm going to give you guys the truth. I'm working with other wholesalers because I've worked with definitely everybody in my market, and then nationally is when you work with a wholesaler, I want you to understand this. As long as you have a contract signed, which do not share it until you have it, because that's a great way to wreck your deal.
Facts.
I just want you to know there's a lack of loyalty in this business, and it's just gotten worse over time. Is they're eventually like, so if I bring you in, I go, hey, Zach, you got a buyer for me. Eventually that wholesaler always tries to get to his cash buyer. It happens all the time. So Stop getting upset about it and just find a way to get more product to sell to people, and it'll cure all the problems instead of getting into this like drama. I see all these wholesalers fighting over like oh my God, you took my cash buyer. Honestly, these cash buyers are not loyal as you think to
They're not.
everybody. And they will jump ship from one to the other. But the minute you go to a realtor and a cash buyer, I swear, if you ever try to go around their back, you'll never hear the end of it. But I agree with you, Samantha. But that's why we want you to grow 30 or 40 connections to find that one or two that'll work with you. I still, to this day, if I can find a wholesaler that's busting their butt in my local market and they want to work up and they want to be ethical, I will give them deals all day long. The problem is they all discount it as like, oh God, we can't work together. All we do is fight. It's a scarcity mindset, as Zach said. And you got to operate from the opposite. That doesn't mean you don't protect yourself, right?
Exactly.
So in the old days, we used to go out and feel contracts around. When a guy said, I'll get Rick, you can have it for 50, and I wasn't comfortable, I wanted it at 30. I would bring in other buyers and wholesalers, but I wouldn't do that today, though.
Probably not. I agree. We're getting some good questions here. P says, what if there aren't wholesaler cash buyer groups in your county or virtual wholesale? Give me the market and I'll find it for you right now.
Dude, with the internet, it's almost impossible not to find anybody.
Okay, so let's do this for example. Oh, there's no Port St. Lucie cash buyer group. It must not be work for me. Just go to the Florida one. Like if you do the state one, it'll be a lot easier. And all you got to do is go to listrei.com, go to cash sales for the county, and then call those. Glockster says, what's a list that you would recommend for a beginner wholesaler? Watch the beginning of this video if you came in later. Yeah. As a beginner, I'll just bring up the slide really quick. I mean, these are free government lists: code violations, probates, water shutoffs, fire damage, property liens, IRS lien, debts, divorce, drawing for dollars.
Are those in order, Zach?
I don't know.
I like the code violation personally, but like everyone has their preference.
Yeah, but here's the thing: like you say, let's say the problem is code violation. What are you gonna get? Like 300 a month at best. So, like you need more, So. Yeah. If you're cold calling, so let's see here.
And by the way, anyone who tells you they have a secret magic list, dude, it doesn't exist. No. It literally doesn't exist. That's like, give me your money and I'll give you the keys to the car. The problem is there is no car.
Glockstar says I meant like PropStream list. I would say vacant high equity list is probably one you should be going after when you're starting out. And then you could do water shutoffs from PropStream, trying for dollars. PropStream is a free app with it. You can do drawing for dollars for. Also, would probably recommend the tired landlord list. Also, if you're doing bigger cold calling, that's probably where I'd start out.
Pre-probates are good too.
Pre-probates too. Twan says, I pulled code enforcement property list in my area. Do I have to skip trace the list before I send it to direct mail? No, you do not have to skip trace. Let's see here. Lupart says, how do you do closing in attorney states? What do I do if my assignment agreement in those states? Get a good attorney. If you're in New York, it'll be different than a attorney states in other ones. Guys, you have to call your title company or local wholesalers in the area and see how you do it, because some states are weird. You got to have to figure out how to do it yourself. I'm not a state-by-state expert for things. I do a lot of virtual wholesaling, but I'll say New York, for example, you need a good attorney with you to help you out. Like some states are different. You just got to figure it out. So I love you guys asking me questions, but do us a favor. Tell me what market it is. It makes it so much easier.
And start with your title company because that's usually free.
So he said New York. They said 2 attorneys.
Yeah.
That's good. I would start following wholesalers that talk about wholesaling in attorney states. I know a couple guys. I know some brothers that do it in New York. I know
people do it. So you just got to find what
look up New York wholesaling and on YouTube, and it'll show you the whole process. From my interviews I've done interviews with some people from New York. They have their own attorney, and it's a lot more difficult. But here's the cool part about attorney states.
Yeah.
Let's say I want to get out as a seller. If I want to get out of the deal, it's almost impossible.
Yeah. People don't like to mess with attorneys.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, there is some cons to it, but you got to remember there are pros to that too. Next one here is, if you guys wholesale in Utah, Tom, we have not. But we know a lot of people.
There's a ton of people.
People are doing.
Utah is one of the hottest states.
There's a lot of 7-figure wholesalers in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, and there's just tons. Listen, Utah is way behind the curve from the rest of the country, although it is a hot destination and people are flocking to it. So, absolutely,
Utah's cool.
It's a very friendly state for that.
I want to go to Utah. They got cool, like the salt.
They got good weather
Plains.
seasons. They just don't have the ocean. That's the only problem.
They have Salt Lake. All right. I
Oh,
got
it's
one.
Salt Lake City, right?
Yeah.
Why is it called Salt Lake City?
Because there's a big lake.
Is it made of salt?
It's very salty.
I'm
Oh my
confused.
I got one deal and I'm scared to hop back on the phone. Need some
Dude, fire the video up for
that okay. We can fire the video up, but that's not going to get you on the phone. You already have a deal. How are you scared after the deal? So I can tell you right now, if you want to get motivated in wholesaling real estate, there's only honestly, there's one thing I have to think of really to get me going on a call. If like I'm going to do it now, obviously I'm different. We're doing a ton of deals, so like I don't need to do a deal. But here's the thing: if I want to get motivated like
so
you,
like 2 slaps to the face.
3.
3.
But here's the thing: if I want to get motivated for cold calling, you just got to think of what if I don't cold call? Am I going to have to go get a job?
You get to go back to your old life.
Yeah, old life. And that scares me way more than cold calling.
Yeah.
Your fear of not doing it has to be greater than your fear of doing it. That's the one thing.
But
So
they do have a good point, though, because I can think back when I did it. Like you did at first, I'm like, how the heck am I ever going to do that again? Here's how you do it. You do the same actions you did to get the first one and don't stop doing it. Don't overthink it because you'll be rewarded. If you're disciplined enough to pull your marketing list, make the calls, you will get deals that turn into contracts, that turn into cash in your bank account. If you stop doing what you did before, you will wind back up into your old original self and you're trying to get uncomfortable and get out of that. So
I'll tell you right now, you know what got me up at like 5 a.m. to do bandit signs when I started out?
alarm clock.
Yeah, but you can click. It's like a Saturday morning. The Hurricanes were pretty good back then.
Yeah.
We beat Notre Dame. It's pretty good, pretty exciting. I could sleep in, get some football going in. But here's the thing. You know what pumped me up at 5 a.m. to go like put bandit signs out when I was super tired? And I had a high school wrestling tournament like the day before. I'm out sore. I'm tired. I thought, hey, if I don't put bandit signs out, I potentially could go back to scrubbing toilets at the grocery store. I'm not doing that. Because I worked like an insane amount. I hated scrubbing toilets. I hated changing I hated doing chores in general as a teenager. I'm not going to go do clean up toilets and change the trash again. Like, I don't want to do all that stuff. I got treated terrible from the managers there. So my fear of going back to that was way more than my fear of just clicking snooze and, going or not clicking snooze and going there, putting signs out, changing my life. So it's honestly what kind of life you want to live. If you're not absolutely scared to go out there, start doing deals, if life without that's better, then don't go on the phone, but go out there, go on the phone, change your life, because guys, you only have one life to live and it's what you're going to do with that life. And I want to do everything in my possible way to change it.
The key is you got to do the same actions day in and day out. Like there's a lot of times you put out bandit signs and you didn't get the calls and you didn't get a deal. How did it make you feel?
I know
it sucks, but you got to keep doing it. And then you go, oh, I got a deal. I'm going to do bandit signs forever. You have to have a plan and you have to like stay on focus and you have to be disciplined to get it done. That's how you get like through your first 3 deals. So Carla, also get your first deal, do the exact same things you did to get your first deal and just keep that daily discipline going.
That's cool. Prop and batch are dope. I agree. Caleb says I should have went to school for
Dope.
Excel. Here's the thing with Excel. I'm going to be honest with you, Caleb. You don't need to go to school to learn Excel. I promise you,
dude. Like
all my Excel skills
Yeah.
were learned from YouTube. Like, okay, let me be honest with you. Most of my Excel skills are from like 7-year-olds and like doing YouTube tutorials. That's how I learned Excel. Like there's little kids that knew everything about tech that did videos. Yeah. Like they did like a Screenomatic from like 2002. That's how I learned Excel.
Caleb, I can take my most complicated Excel spreadsheet with, millions of pieces of data. And for $20, I can go over to Fiverr and say, listen, can you sort it by this, and this date in this county? And, can I get that back? I'll have it back within 10 to 12 hours for under $20.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if you know Excel good enough, you know how to get in those little things and do it. Like,
I don't touch.
well, here's
pivot
one
tables.
thing. Let's say, okay, pivot tables are. It's
Pivot
like
tables are a little much.
well,
and macros.
I agree the way you say that, but like, let's say it's one thing. Let's say you have a data list of 100,000, okay,
mm-hmm.
and you're like, I'll give you $100 to a Fiverr guy if you can remove the duplicates.
It's not $100. I'm telling you.
Okay, it's $30 to remove the duplicates. You know, all you have to do is click the remove duplicate button on Excel.
Well,
So,
I can't always
but you
find
didn't
it.
know that. But I'm telling you, like, if you just learn Excel, that's a skill that will help you for the rest of your life. Right?
And like,
It's not going anywhere.
click the tutorials and the buttons. They're pretty like straightforward.
Yeah, but
like
YouTube, it's all there.
listen, Caleb, I don't want you to be an expert on like Excel because that means
Oh, I am.
that's what you're going to wind up getting a job for if you do that.
Oh, I learned it just, you know.
I'm
for
clueless.
cold
When
calling
I have a
stuff.
problem with it, I'll pay someone, they'll put a sheet together, and then I can use that template for all my data that I put in there going
All right.
forward.
Creative process is a great question here, and I'll do it and I'll see what you have to say. But what in cold calling absentee owners, what's the pitch? So here's the thing. I love getting this question because people think I'm about to like spit this like 4-hour, like, you know, crazy good sales thing. You might pitch if you're an absentee owner. Ready? Hey, are you the owner? Are you looking to sell the property? Yes. Well, I'm looking to buy it. Can you tell me about the house? Yeah. Is there a time that works for you? Can you tell me about the AC roof? My pitch isn't fancy. Are you looking to sell it? I'm looking to buy it. Can you tell me about it?
That's
You love the New York Jets? I'm a Dolphins fan, but you know, the quarterback situation's met. Like, we just talked, you know, like you went fishing the other day. I love fishing. Like,
Yeah.
we
So
just
guys,
build a rapport.
I
and get the
used
deal
to
done.
try to do the scripts. Like all these people
Oh
taught
my
me
gosh.
scripts, and scripts force you to do this. And you guys know it. You go, are you the seller of 1, 2, 3? Yeah. If yes, okay. And so you have to kind of process it.
I love the flow charts or the mind map. It's like, wait, where are we going
like,
here?
like after a while, you don't get rid of the script. Like what's the 4 things we got to ask on like every call? Let's just get to the
Well,
point.
do you have a script on your appointment? Are you gonna have a script near you when you're at the appointment? Like, wait, let me get my flow chart out to see what I should say
So
next.
guys, you know, practice is king. And if you don't practice, so I appreciate everybody, especially yesterday, the 4 hours of like, you know, working with people, like cold calling them. The number one thing I think is that you guys just need practice. And you can practice on me and Zach all you want, but it only gets you so far. You got to get the repetition and you got to get hundreds of practices in. And until you do that, you know, it's awkward talking to my mom or my dad or my sister about this stuff. Dude, it's much less awkward than a stranger on the phone that you actually could earn a potential nice profit from. So practice. So one thing I tell you guys, practice. It's great having you come on here. I'm just telling you, practice is the one part most people are missing.
I can tell you that's my pitch. So Beto has a good question here, and he says, "How do I overcome my fear of calling because of my accent?" This is Beto. I love you, man. You're always on these lives. I'm going to tell you right now. A fear of an accent is probably one of the stupidest fears you can have in real estate wholesaling. Nobody cares about your accent. I promise you. For a lot of things in wholesaling, nobody cares about your age. If you can buy the house, you're going to buy the house. Nobody cares about your gender. Nobody cares how tall you are. Nobody cares how attractive you look. They care about one thing. Actually, 2 things. Their needs are being met, and you can actually help them with their problem. If you can do that, nobody cares about your accent. Some of the best YouTubers out there in wholesaling real estate have accents. They're from Asia. They're from the Middle East. They're from Mexico. Nobody cares.
I've had people with accents answer our calls, do everything. They just have to have the will to help people get through it. Hey, you're going to have people that are going to like try to pick on you or whatever. Move on. Like, who cares?
If someone's being racist because, you know, you have an accent from a different country, you're not going to be able to do a deal with them because they
move on. Go to the next one.
They want to help you out. But that is very rarely the case. It's your confidence. That's what's going to help you get the deal or not. If I have somebody who has a thick accent and they have confidence, they'll destroy the person who has no accent with no confidence every day of the week. Every day of the week.
And then we're not asking you to change who you are.
No, be authentic.
But you can take time and work on pronunciations. I find sometimes people in accent, you just got to slow down a little bit so people can understand.
That's it. And here's the thing. Nobody cares that like you have an accent. That's actually pretty cool. You can speak 2 languages.
That's cool.
Think of the pro. I can't either. Think of the pro of that. That's actually better.
I tried Spanish, but
I know some
Spanish too
Spanish,
about
but
killed me. That was a brutal one.
I'm just telling you right now that like nobody cares about the accent. You have to have confidence with it. I was talking to Arslan yesterday. I don't know what country he was originally from, but English is his second language. He's like,
Mhm.
Zach, how do we get confidence? And I'm like, Arslan, you own 2 rental properties in the state of Maryland. You have all the confidence. You actually buy property.
Yeah.
And he was like, that is right. And I'm like, you're calling people looking to buy property. You own two pieces of property in Maryland that are like expensive.
I agree.
Bro, you should have all the confidence. Like, and then we did a live call. He had the confidence. Nobody cares about the accent. He owns property. He had all the confidence in the world after that call.
Yeah, you're going to find out you care more than the people on the other line.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
you're going to have to remove that out of your head.
It's like my age. When I started out 17, I cared more about when I was 17 than the seller cared. They cared more about their problem. And that's how he got the deal done. I'm telling you right now. I'm not going to go into it, but I'm telling you.
Don't make it an issue. If it's not an issue with you, it should be an issue with them. You move on.
The issue is not with your accent. It's with your confidence. That's the one thing I can tell you right now. So let's go over some more questions here and let's get it going. Let's see. Man, we're getting a lot of questions. I love it. Getting a lot. Jeez. Okay.
Take them in order. Or?
I'm trying to take them in order, but we've already answered some of these. All right.
Okay. We're not doing 4 hours today. Sorry.
What? I thought we were doing 4.
Did you know I got to go to bed a decent hour?
All right. So Gabriel's got a good question here. So how much for the course? So I'll be honest with you right now. It's usually 10,000, but for today, we'll do it for free today. Okay. Let's go to free wholesaling.
Gabriel, all our stuff is free. There's no upsells.
I went for 4 hours yesterday. Come on, guys.
It's free. Freewholesaling.com. Guys, there's no upgrades. There's no credit card. People say, why are you guys doing this? Because this industry needs a massive change. These coaching seminars, these webinars.
It's getting changed right now.
These masterminds, like we're going to seriously change it. The information flows so freely. And so you guys, everybody hears it from me. I say 1,000. There are no secrets in wholesaling. And the word secret usually equates to paying somebody something.
Freewholesaling.com. That's all I can say.
I'll show you.
Gregory says, your teaching is awesome. Thank you so much. Zach and Rick, I'm drowning out here. It's been 8 weeks since the last deal. Well, get going. Okay. I appreciate the comment. You guys, what market are you in? What marketing you're doing? Most of the problems with you not getting a deal is a lack of marketing. Wouldn't you agree?
100%. So you've got to do what you did on the first few deals you did, and you have to do it on a very consistent, disciplined schedule. Because what happens, we get our first deal, we get excited, get a paycheck, and then we kind of go from marketing, getting our list, to contract, talking to people, appointments, acquisitions. Then we immediately go into dispositions. Then we do, management transaction. Then guess what? I get paid. I post something on the internet. Hey, look how great I am, which I love, by the way, guys. Post as much as you can. But in that time that went by, you stop doing the most important task, which is marketing.
Exactly.
And talking to sellers. And once you figure out this yo-yo curve you're going to keep going through, you got to find a way. And by the way, guys, it's never completely level. It's going to be kind of like up and down, but you have to have the same consistent action. The easiest way to do it is have a marketing plan and commit to it. It doesn't mean you can't change it. It just means you're going to do something on a daily, at worst weekly basis to make sure you're getting a good solid amount of leads coming in. So
I would say it's very similar to the Jeremy Barabee curve from The Good Place, if you guys know that. But Steve says a great one. You two are cranking out the lives this week. Thanks, guys. Guys, this week we went hard in the paint. I'm telling you, hard in the paint with acquisitions because
I spent a lot of time on there this week.
I know. You know why? Because some of these gurus have the audacity to charge you guys hundreds, I think thousands of dollars for an acquisitions like Zoom
to watch them
for like a day. Like, it's so stupid. I'm like, all right, let me just give 10 times more value this week so you guys don't have to pay for that, because I think it's crazy people are charging money to learn acquisitions and closing. So I did all. That's why I went 4 hours yesterday teaching closing, because
it's impressive.
You're done. I'm here to put these gurus out of business, and I know they make a ton of money doing that. So if I could stop it, we can do it. let's get one last question in here and see what we can do. Let's see here. Let's go in the back. Let's do the last question we got. Let's see. I'm a beginner that hasn't gotten a deal yet. How much leads should I try to get a week? I would say as many government lists as you can. Honestly, as many leads as you can. That's it.
It is a number game when you're starting out because you don't have any traction. You don't have follow-up, so you got to load the chute. And that's really important the first 90 days.
And KJ says, what kind of gifts do you give the sellers during the closing? My gift is a cash closing. My gift's the closing. Maybe a pen at the title company.
Maybe even a hug.
Hug.
I don't know.
I would say a hug. Like, honestly, that's
Yeah,
it.
but
So,
guys, like they're not expecting that's more of like the realtor world.
that's a realtor thing.
So listen, if you're talking about gifts,
and they do that because they're trying to get the sale of the selling.
and it doesn't work that way in wholesaling.
Yeah.
If you're going to give gifts, your gifts are going to go to like a title company, a realtor you're trying to work with. All it doesn't have to be big gifts, guys. You could just be remembering their birthdays and stuff. But like every year during the holidays, I load up my title people because a lot of people don't give them thanks. And whenever you need them in a crunch, that gift will pay you thousands and thousands of dollars.
I agree. So that's it, guys. That's to make $20K per month in real estate wholesaling. What are your parting thoughts for the people to make $20K per month in wholesaling real estate that they need to know?
I'm getting distracted with all the fish behind me because I want to go
The
fishing.
sharks.
The key to making 20K is, guys, if you're doing $3,000 a deal, $5,000 a deal, $10,000 a deal, honestly, if you can get to the $10,000 level, that's only 2 deals a month. It's not like it's
Or
not the
one
hardest
if
thing.
you're
It's
in the right
one
market,
if you
you can
do it
do one,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. So don't worry about quantity because quantity will come over time. And number 2 is you have to be extremely consistent. You have to be disciplined. It's the best way to give yourself love. If you're disciplined, it will give you the fruits of your labor for what you want. And if you got into this and you know what your why is, if you want financial freedom and you want freedom for you, your family, this is the way to do it through wholesaling. Guys, 20 grand is not as hard as you think it is. It used to be an extreme wish list for me. And now I kind of look back, I'm like, man, I should have shot for the moon when I did it. I should have been thinking like 200,000, but we got to walk before we run here. Set your target goal, get it, and then find a way to keep ramping it up and moving forward. Connecting with me, Zach, like-minded people, sharing information. We give you a no holds bar on everything we're teaching. I want everyone to be successful. If you win, I win. That's how I look at it.
That's it.
Zach won, I won. And we're just trying to give back and help out as many people. So guys, if you can jam that like button, hit that subscribe button. So when we come live, and we're actually live. Are we live today?
We're answering the questions live.
Yeah,
aren't
we're
we?
100% live. So I'm
6:04
never going to give
PM.
you a fake recorded live because
Guys, it's 6:04 p.m.
it loses the authenticity of doing a live. So this is a free mastermind. And I do this because I want to help out as many people as possible, as fast as possible. How do we do that? The more people that can pile in on this mastermind, and you guys know how to get us online. You know how to go back and look at our videos. I mean, we're approaching what, like over 600 now?
It's a ton. It's a lot.
I've seen people like they've taken 10 years to acquire
I know.
600 and we just blew through them like that. So
It's crazy.
that's
That's it, guys. Appreciate it. Smash that like button and subscribe. And guys, check out freewholesaling.com. Let's play the clip of freewholesaling.com and see you guys soon. Thank you,
Appreciate it, guys.
Hey,
Thanks
guys. Zach Ginn here from Flip with Rick. And after helping tens of thousands of people get started in wholesaling real estate and helping so many people out go from $0 to $100,000 in wholesaling real estate, I'm super excited to announce my new wholesaling mastery course. This wholesaling mastery course will have everything step by step on the whole entire wholesaling processes. I'm going to give you real deal examples. I'm going to hold your hand throughout the whole wholesaling process. This course will give you everything you need to know to make up to $100,000 to over $1 million per year in wholesaling real estate profits. Most real estate gurus out there will charge you around $5,000 for a course like this. But today, if you click on the link, you will get my wholesaling mastery course for the low price of
sellout.
What?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What do you mean?
I knew you would do this. I knew you were going to go the course route with the guru. It goes against everything we've preached from day one. Don't be a sellout.
The course is free.
What?
The course is free. I'm giving it for free.
Oh, I apologize. Carry on.
Jeez. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, duh. Do you think I'm going to go sell out as like a regular guru selling you a course? I'm not trying to make money off of you guys. Guys, over here, all you got to do is click there to just sign up. No gimmicks, nothing. Absolutely for free. It's a free wholesaling course. Literally, I've seen every single wholesaling course. I have access to all the 10,000 mentorships. Guys, I literally copied them step by step. I literally have an entire course set out just for you for wholesaling real estate. Click on that and let's get started.